Hi y'all. This is just gonna be like us girls hanging out on FaceTime and we're gonna do makeup. I would use the term makeup tutorial quite loosely when describing what's gonna happen here today because I personally don't know what we're doing. We're just gonna do something and hope that like it arises that in me enough to get my work done for the day. One sec, I gotta go get an energy drink. Oh yes, and before we get started, welcome to Tism Pump YouTube, y'all, where we discuss my experiences with autism, mental health, addiction recovery, becoming a baby bodybuilder, and apparently now chronic illness. Cheers. Let's get started. I like to have some type of idea what I'm talking about, but you know what? This video was unplanned. I will be very honest. I wasn't planning on doing this today. I woke up, first of all, yesterday, I went on a hike with my best friend and my body cannot handle things the way that it used to. It wasn't always great at handling stress. And by stress in this case, I do mean going on a 2.3 kilometer walk. I wouldn't even call that a hike. There was like no uneven ground, but yeah, my body can't handle much these days. And it's interesting because I've pretty much been living this whole way my entire life. Like I've been sick my entire life basically. And I was kind of always just told that it was normal. Like I remember my stomach did not digest things properly when I was a kid. And we went to the doctors. Of course, nothing was done for years of my life. And when I do say years, I do mean years, 3 years in total, actually. I was every single day, multiple times a day. And I had kind of like a revelation recently where I was like, although yes, like I did deal with deep depression in my life, like major depressive disorder, I do think I'm mostly out of the woods, probably because I'm getting my endometriosis and PMDD treated. That being said, I had a thought. I don't know if I said it on the other YouTube video. If I didn't, whatever. If I did, I'm saying it again. But if you ask like any of the people that have ever lived with me, so previous boyfriends like that I've been in relationships with, the majority of the time I spend at home and I spend it in bed. And my ex used to always get so mad at me for being sick. And I realized recently that I don't actually think that it was, well, I was probably depressed because they were horrible people. But I think the reason why I was so sad all the time is because I had to spend time in bed because I was so exhausted, so sick. Like all of the things that I pretty much was told my entire life were normal or were like discounted were actually just like not normal. Like it's not normal. Oh God, I cannot stop burping. I'm so sorry. I did not know until literally recently that the normal amount of pain for you to be in on a daily basis is zero. Zero pain. Anyway, so I went hiking with my friend and I am suffering the consequences of that today. However, and I need to be very clear on this because I had somebody literally today comment on my videos saying, if you're in a flare-up, how do you exercise? How are you consistent with exercise and like moving your body when you're in a flare-up? Here's what I will say. I am very lucky in the sense that my like disabilities physically are less disabling than a lot of other people. And another thing I will say is if I am in a flare-up and in extreme pain, I'm not stepping in the gym. I'm not moving. I'm in bed. The only time I'm moving is when I'm going to the bathroom or going to the shower so I can try to use the heat to like make my body feel slightly better. But the thing about chronic illness and chronic pain is just because you, or in this case me, am able to do things, like everybody's situation is very different, right? And we all deal with and interpret things differently. We all react to things differently. Our health is all very different. So like just because you see one person succeeding in an area that you're not succeeding in, and in this, when I'm talking about like success, I'm talking about like being able to move your body, walking around and being able to do things. Like something that I've had to tell myself and really drill into my brain, and I'm really trying so hard to like actually drill it in, is that your worth does not, your productivity does not determine your worth, which is kind of hard to say when you live in a capitalistic society and like hard work is rewarded monetarily. And because things are so bad with the economy, like it's hard because your reward for hard work is being able to like afford necessities. You know what I mean? And you're like, afford rent and then afford a sweet treat. You know, go and get a coffee, go and get a croissant. Like, well, I love how I'm saying croissant as though I can fucking eat a croissant, bitch. No, I can't. Oh, by the way, I should probably tell you the products that I'm using. I mean, here's the thing. I don't think any of these are necessary. Like, we're talking like skincare stuff necessarily. I will comment on like things that I think are staples or things that I really like. I do think that in order to have a good base for makeup, like the one thing that I will use that I do think is a necessity is sunscreen. Sunscreen I think is really important. This also is great for brows. I never do anything with my brows. I don't fill them in. The only thing I use is like this. I've had this for literally 2 years. It's not even close to being done. And I just take a spoolie and I like bring it up. I don't know, can you see? This is not like, you know, we're just doing our best here. But something that I feel like has really helped me, because I feel like with ADHD, it's just so hard for me to get basic tasks done. The thing that's really helped, one, is energy drinks, which is like insane to say. But I feel like whenever I'm at the beginning of like having to do a bunch of tasks, I have to have, do you hear that? I have to have an Eyeliner. And the second thing that helps with this, it's gonna sound crazy, you're gonna think I'm insane, is going to the gym. And I also need to be very clear that when I talk about going to the gym, I'm talking about the way that going to the gym has helped me become a very, 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 very disciplined person. Now, I understand that going to the gym does not necessarily apply to everybody, right? And I think that a lot of people don't realize who do go to the gym and are able to do a sport like bodybuilding, which is super expensive, by the way, especially if you're enhanced. My God. Thank God I'm freaking not. But going to the gym, like being able to do sports or going on runs, going on hikes, like doing Pilates, doing yoga, all of these things, first of all, are not accessible for everybody. So like, yes, like I do make gym content, sometimes, like it depends, you know, we make content on whatever we make content on. But the thing is like, not all of these things are accessible for everybody. And if you have the opportunity to be able to, first of all, like afford a gym membership, okay? And then have the ability to somehow get to the gym, to be able to have time to do all of these things, right? And then to be able to do them, like move your body in that way is so lucky. It's so lucky. And I feel like, yeah, I'm very lucky to be able to do these things, but I do think that something like the gym, well, not something like the gym, but I do think that the gym for me specifically has really changed my life. And I think it always changes my life for the better. Now, there have been times in my life, like I think I first started going to the gym when I first started modeling. So that was probably 2009, 2010. That being said, I've only been consistently going for the past 4.5 years. Actually, wait, 4 years, 3.5 years, 4 years, almost 4 years. Yeah, almost 4 years. I totally forgot what I was saying. This is the problem with having ADHD and then watching this channel, or well, I hope you have ADHD, because that's the only way anybody could deal with watching this and trying to keep up with what the saying, because I honestly always forget. But the gym, the discipline that I have from going to the gym has helped me in all other areas of my life. And I've talked about this so many times, and I'll never fucking stop talking about it, because I think that it's something that's very important that needs to be fucking talked about. Because if you watch the previous video, which I have to record after this, which is a house tour, I'm showing you my living area, my living quarters, if you will, without having like cleaned it first. I'm just gonna make my bed because I just got out of bed because I've been in bed all day because I've been in pain from the hike. But if you look around my house, it's relatively clean without having even cleaned it. And what I'm saying is that like that discipline, like I was a disgust. I was a gross person. Oh, by the way, we're gonna use this lip liner. It's like Sachu, I don't know, it's from Amazon. It's in the shade Mauve. Ari Kitsia uses it. I fucking love her. I love her to death. And we're gonna use some other kind of makeup that she uses. Going back to my previous point, like I was a disgusting person, if you don't know this about me. Like, I literally had such a hard time living and keeping my space clean in the past that I had cockroaches and I could not handle people being in my home. So much so that when I had somebody come in finally after I moved to exterminate my next place, because I was bringing them into my next place, he said that based on what I was telling him, because I was seeing cockroaches in the daylight, that there's a high likelihood that I had hundreds of cockroaches crawling over me in my sleep at night. I'm gonna put this on. I think I don't know if I can do it here on camera. Okay, I'm gonna try really hard to do it for you so that you can see. Not the runny nose, okay. And again, I'm not really sure what we're doing today with the makeup. We're just gonna kind of go for it and then see what happens. See where glitter takes us, okay? I feel like I'm already messing up. Oh shit, no, I messed up. Okay, well, you know what? Sometimes we mess up, it's okay. Okay, now we're gonna do the little points. I'll show you what I mean on the lips to like extend them and make them look longer. Again, like I've seen Ari Kitsia do this and I just think that her makeup looks amazing, and I've been doing like lots of things in her makeup routine for months now. Okay, I gotta go off camera to do this. So basically, okay, do I have to? Can you see? Kind of just like extend the lips down. Ah, it needs to dry. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like I need to buy another one of these. There's not a lot left. Oh no. It's okay, Norin. Okay. Ah! The lips are done. Jesus. I forgot that I wanted to do the eyes. I usually like doing the eyes if we're doing something crazy on the eyes, which I think we're going to, before I do my face makeup. I should have done it before skincare or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I'm using first of all to fucking prime the base. And then I'm gonna go back to what the fuck I was saying. So we've got House Labs here. I never have used concealer in my whole life, basically, like rarely, until I started using this stuff. And I think it's fabulous. I love the formula. I think Lady Gaga, Miss Girl, has really gotten it right when it comes to her stuff. And why I say that is because a perfect example is she has an inclusive shade range. For example, her blush, which a lot of makeup companies don't do this, but she makes her blush without a white base, which means that all fucking skincare types can use it. And usually only like for the most part, makeup is just made for like my color of skin, which is stupid. Okay, and we're gonna go like line the bottom of this. I know you're like, what? You're carving the brows for what? I just feel like it looks cleaner when we're doing like a crazy eye makeup look. I did show up to the gym with like crazy eye makeup the other day, and this guy was like, did you just come from a rave? And I was like, no, I'm literally just bored. But like, LOL. Me? Imagine me at a rave. Fuck. The last time I went to something, I think that was like anywhere close to, I've never been to a rave, but the last time I went to a music festival was with my horrible ex-boyfriend, and I don't even know if I want to get into this. Basically, I had no idea I had autism at the time, but I was definitely having an autistic meltdown. The noise, the people, it was horrible, and I wanted to leave. He said he would leave with me. He didn't leave with me. We went in his car, and it was at the Museum of Civilization in Hull, like near where I used to live. And the underground parking, like you couldn't access it for some reason because the museum was closed. I don't know who thought of that, but anyway, it was horrible. And my cell phone wasn't working. I didn't know my wallet. My wallet was in the car. So I was like walking, trying to get service to use my phone. My friend ended up Ubering me back, and then I had to go back and pick up my boyfriend. It was just like, oh my god, he was a terrible, terrible human being. That's not why he was terrible. But anyway, he was horrible. Okay, so we have the base kind of done. Jesus, I look kind of frightening, eh? It's okay. I really don't want to do this. But that's the thing, right? I really didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do anything today. other than be in bed and be in pain. And again, I need to be very clear that when I say this, that I'm in a lot less pain than most people. You know, people are like, oh, how are you able to push through and do it? Because I'm luckier than a lot of people who are sick. But what I will say though is that I think that the gym, I'm gonna be watching this back like, why the fuck am I posting this? I don't care. The reason why I'm posting it is because I made a promise to myself 2 weeks ago. And when you watch this, it'll be 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. I don't fucking know. Time, bitch, I don't even know what I'm doing. The thoughts are turning. I'm really trying to remember. Yes, the gym and discipline. Like, that's the thing, is that if this were me 5 years ago, there's no way I'd be recording this YouTube video today when I'm like really tired, in pain, don't want to do anything. And yesterday was supposed to be a day of relaxation for me, and I ended up working because, you know, I work every fucking day. Again, very lucky to have the job I have, but I have the job I have because of all the hard work that I put in. And the only reason I think that I've been able to do this is because, I mean, hard work was instilled in me from a young age, but I do think that the gym has like vastly helped change my life. And I talked about it recently in a video this week where I was talking about how a lot of people have the tendency when it comes to wanting to get healthy or get fit, and I use that term loosely because one person's like version of getting healthy is very different from another person. Like, I mean, some people are just trying to like survive and not be in pain. Should we do insane stuff? Should we do insane stuff? Should we use insane colors? I feel like we kind of have to. Like, we're here now already, right? But just starting with choosing a very small goal is kind of where I think like everything started to, I don't know, build for me. Fuck, this video is stupid as fuck. What I'm saying is that going to the gym changed my life, and it instilled discipline in me that I don't think otherwise I would have. And that discipline has enabled me to change my life in all other areas of my life. And what I mean by that is that by showing up for myself in the beginning, you're about to fucking hear it, showing up for myself in the beginning by just trying to make a promise with myself to go to the gym 3 times a week has transformed my life. How has it transformed my life? Well, as I said earlier, I was a disgusting person for my entire life. And I lived in filth because I literally didn't have the capacity to take care of myself and just do basic tasks like doing the dishes and washing my sheets and taking care of myself. And now, if you have watched the previous video, you'll see that my house, which hasn't been clean, is very fucking clean. And on the days where I'm really tired, and let me be clear, I'm not in a lot of pain today. That's why I'm able to do this, right? But I find ways to still work on the days where I'm in a lot of pain. And okay, I need to backtrack on what I'm saying. No, I don't need to backtrack on what I'm saying. As I've said before though, the reason is that I'm in a lot less pain than other people, right? I have a lot less symptoms. I'm a lot luckier than a lot of people, and that's why I have the ability to work. But I have not been able to successfully work for my entire fucking life. And I'm talking about in a professional setting or professional capacity. Like, the longest job I had was almost 2 years, right? And that was a serving job. And before that, the longest, the second up runner to that, was the longest job that I had was 10 months. And I was working it was my second real graphic design job. And I was thriving there, but it was because I was working from home. The only reason why I stopped working there was because, I don't know if I've talked about this before, it was horrible, but basically it's a long story, but basically they put me on a performance improvement plan because I was like, why the fuck are you coming to the employees and talking about every single other day, happy bisexual, happy queer visibility day, happy this, happy that, and you haven't done shit for fucking Black History Month? It's just weird behavior, it's weird energy. Anyway, they really didn't like that. They did not like that at all. But I feel like, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to say this because I feel like it's not something that should be generalized, but in my personal experience as somebody who's neurodivergent in 3 ways, I've got OCD, I've got autism, and I've got ADHD, all diagnosed. Not that it fucking matters, but I'm just saying, like, I talk about things that I've been diagnosed with personally. That's what I do, whatever. And I feel like this YouTube video is really failing. Here's the thing, it's still gonna go up. Even if nobody sees it, it really doesn't matter. And the reason why is because I don't want to be doing SW for the rest of my life. And I need to take steps towards getting better at long form content. And one of the ways that you get better is by doing. And I think next time I need to definitely kind of stick to like a script or have something in mind, but that's not what I've done. That's not what I've done today, and that's okay. And one thing that I've always been very kind of like obsessed with, and like I've kind of practiced a lot, especially as somebody who's an artist, so I've spent a lot of time being very perfectionist about everything that I do. And the one thing that I feel like has gotten me where I've gotten in regards to content creation is learning how to let go of that, how to let go of being a perfectionist. Because you're never gonna be like fully ready to do content. You're never fully ready to do anything. Even if you go to school and you go to school to become a fucking doctor and you're working on corpses and you're doing all this shit, like you're never really prepared for that first time, but you have to fucking jump in if you want to be successful. You have to just do it, like lean in, fucking get it done. It sucks because it's fucking scary doing shit that you don't know how to do, but like you kind of just have to do it. I need to get this off. It's pissing me off and bugging me. Like normally it wouldn't, but because of the fact that I'm like trying to talk, it's driving me insane. I feel like it wasn't on there for long enough, but you know what? It's okay. It's so funny because my mom watches all my YouTube videos. She's gonna be like, that wasn't very good. And I'm gonna be like, I know. But right now with YouTube, it's not about like being perfect and being good. It's about getting it done and putting it out there. Because another thing that I've learned through doing content is like quality does matter, but quantity also matters. And the statistical likelihood, I've talked to so many people about this because I definitely have had people come up to me and be like, oh, I want to start doing content creation. And what I hear from a lot of people, and this is a great place to start, I'm not denying that, but what I hear from a lot of people when they first start doing content is they're like, I'm going to start doing content and my goal is to do one video a day. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. That's so awesome. And I feel like when you first start too, it's very hard, personally, my opinion, is that I found that it was very hard to figure out how I wanted to show up in my content, like what kind of content I wanted to make and how I wanted to show up in that. And the statistical likelihood, because I've heard people talking about this before, but social media is kind of like a lottery ticket, right? Like how many times you play the game increases your likelihood of it popping off. So when I first started doing content creation, I went into it being like, I'm going full force on this. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And that's how I am with kind of a lot of things that I do that I want to be successful at. I'm very full force. So when I first started doing it, for the first year, I was posting to 10 to 12 videos a day, every single day. And now I'm at a point where I post around approximately 6 videos, but I post it to 10 to 12 accounts. So I'm posting around 60 videos a day. The statistical likelihood of your fucking video popping off if you're posting 30 videos a day, excuse me, versus, hey Siri, what is 60 times 30? Okay, the statistical likelihood of your video popping off if you post 1,800 videos a month versus 30 videos a month, the odds are fucking very much higher. Okay, I don't know. I don't really feel like fucking doing eyeliner if I'm being completely real. I think I'm just gonna do like some hearts. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do eyeliner. I don't know how I'm gonna do this because the thing that I do for eyeliner is always so fucking insane. Like it's always so like labor intensive. I always fuck it up. Maybe I won't do the corners. Maybe I'll just do something else. Okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm trying to do it on camera so you can see, but I also can't see myself. Okay, we have one line there. Okay. I don't know, chat. It's already not looking good. Okay, I'm gonna try to just do this off camera and move over here because at this point I feel like it's kind of do or die when you put on this much makeup and it has to be done right. Do or die. Oh. Okay, this is what we have so far, chat. Take a look. Oh shit. And listen, if you're still here watching this, bless you, because I know that the YouTube videos right now are kind of like shit, but again, like that's how you get better, by doing them. And to be fair, I wanted to spend all fucking day in bed. I'm in pain, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to make 2 YouTube videos and a custom video for, you know, and also a daily video, because I've been doing this thing where I'm trying to habit stack. Habit stacking has changed my life. But basically, the whole thing that I'm doing right now is a couple weeks ago, I decided I wanted to do 1 YouTube video a week. And then last week I decided I wanted to do one piece of content for a week. And I know that doesn't, and then 60 videos a day, which doesn't seem like a lot unless you've ever done content creation and you're like, wow, that's quite a lot. Okay, I'm gonna try to like fiddle with this and try to do some other shit, and then we'll move on. Okay, we have some eyes, some stuff happening in the eyes. Is it good stuff? I don't know. Yes, it is good. You're doing a good job. Okay, so we have some eyes that have stuff on them. I don't know. I do know that I know that when I edit this, I'm just gonna like be annoyed with myself. But this is a message to you, Allison, when you're editing this video, to also be proud of yourself, because you fucking didn't want to do this today and you're fucking doing it. Getting in the habit of pushing yourself to do things that you don't want to do when you have the ability to do them, but you're just, I don't know. The ability to push through is important. And when I say push through, I'm not talking about chronic illness, and I'm not talking about like autism, pushing through overstimulation, but one thing that I've been able to figure out how to push through is a lot of other mental health stuff. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm always saying things wrong. This is the Glow Screen Super Goop. I do love this stuff. However, what I will say is it is a tinted sunscreen, and I'm not sure about their shade range. It might not be inclusive, so I'm not sure what they do offer. It does work for me, but that being said, like pretty much every single makeup and skincare product is made for people with light skin. But I have been very happy with it. I feel like I always say the wrong thing. I feel like I'm always saying the wrong thing. It's okay. You're doing your best. Something that I don't know if I said this in the previous video. I don't even know what I did in the previous video. I probably did talk about this a lot, but man, I swear to God, learning how to gentle parent myself has really been like game changing, life changing, just very awesome. And I gentle parent myself in hard moments, and it has really, really helped change my life. Love you, Mom, because I know you're watching this, but I don't know, you weren't the most gentle parent, and that's okay. I really hate this video. I feel like every time I do a makeup video, I always hate it. Okay, you need to snap out of this, because there are people that are still fucking watching this and they really don't want to hear all this bullshit. Just get your shit done. Be confident in who you are. You've got this. And you know what? You're gonna post this anyway, and you will improve and become better. That's how things work. You're gonna start off and you're gonna be fucking shitty at them. That's life, bitch. And if you want to improve, you have to fucking become better. And in order to become better, you have to jump in. Sometimes, like, yeah, you know, you can go to, like, obviously going to school and figuring out how to do things before doing them is very fucking helpful, especially when you're gonna be doing something like being a doctor. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you have to just jump in and learn as you go. And it's gonna be shitty in the beginning. That's how things are. And you know what? That's how most products are released. You just get better and continue to do shit and just build on it. If you wait for everything to be perfect all the time before doing something, you'll never fucking do anything. Because it's never gonna be perfect. There's always gonna be things that you can improve on. So just like, make the jump, start, do more things. I don't know, I guess. Maybe this is helpful. It's probably not, but it's okay. I remember when I first started doing YouTube videos and someone told me that they were watching my videos while doing cardio. And I was like, that is the biggest compliment I've ever fucking received. Oh, by the way, this is, I think Eric Kitsia uses this. It's Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. And I only recently switched foundations because for my since 2017 I was using Fenty Pro Filter, and then because I loved the House Lab blushes so much and the concealer, I got some of their foundation. But I do like mixing these if I want like a super crazy base. I don't know if that's what we're doing today though. I think I might need it, honestly. Well, I don't know if that's the right word for it, but I feel like if we're gonna do a full beat, like we've got to do the full beat. I had a realization too the other day, because at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck if you think that I am or not, but I've always been very entrepreneurial since I was very young. Like when I wanted to make money, so my mom would go, like when I was really young, I wanted to make money and my mom always went to Costco, so I'd like go, and I remember when I lived on 7 Seneca. I remember one day I like took a wagon with drinks from Costco to try to sell them. I don't think I sold any. I think when I joined first the school that I ended up switching to because I was bullied so much, Hopewell. I remember on my first day of school, thank you Sasha Ayub today for doing this also. But during that summer before going into grade 7, you know those like, what the fuck were they called? They were like little juice boxes, but they were like plastic, like not cartons. They were like juice box bags, fruit juicers, I don't know. But I took them and I cleaned them all out and then I sewed them together to make little bags. And then I brought them to school on the first day. And Sasha Ayub today bought one. And then when I had started business school, before my first semester ended, I had no money to my name at all. And I went to the dollar store and I bought hats from Dollarama. And I found out a way to do like print transfer. And I created a logo and I slapped it on hats. And I fucking made a company, a clothing company, which I ended up making a poor decision with later down the line. And then I shut it down. Like, as in, like, I chose a product that people didn't want, and I had no money left. And also the thing about that clothing company that was called Cured is that it was, the whole premise was creating a clothing company to help people struggling with mental health and addiction issues. And it's very hard when you're an entrepreneur and you have no money, so you pretty much wear every single hat. Like, you're the photographer, you're the web designer, you are client relations, you do the marketing, you do the social media, you do actually every single thing under the sun, you do the clothing design, you source the clothing. And it was really hard, but on top of that, I had so many people coming to me who were having mental health struggles, and that I had to like talk off of ledges. And it was horrible because at the time, and still, I mean, I was just trying to talk myself off the ledge every single day. And then on top of that, like, I had to become this person that helped all my customers and talk them off ledges. And it was way too much for one person to handle, especially somebody who was struggling so much, like mental health wise, like I was. It was just impossible. And it's so funny, a friend who's still my friend to this day, my longest friend, who we met in business school, he actually offered me $10,000 cash for the company. And I was like, I know what it's worth. Should have sold it to him, to be honest. But I've been watching a lot of entrepreneur content, and I really do like Alex Hormozi. I bought his book, and when I first started doing SW, I bought his book, like, I think it was $100 million leads, because I was like, okay, I want to be successful at this. Like, how do I do this? And the first thing that I kind of took from that book is I was like, okay, so I'm selling this product myself, and how do I get customers? Okay, like, I can advertise it on stories, but realistically, what percentage of people are going to see those of the people that want to purchase my product? And it was like, so I would wake up every morning, I'd go to the gym, I'd go do cardio, and I'd go through my message requests. And I literally DM like 50 to 70 people on my message requests every morning, being like, hey, if you'd like to chat, if you'd like to continue to chat, then message me on this platform and we can chat. Okay, I'm doing something crazy because I never used this blush, but because I'm doing a colorful look today, I feel like we're gonna do it. This is House Labs, and this is Glassy Patea. And then on top of it, we're gonna do another House Labs, Glassy Lilac. And we're gonna go bring that there. And I'm gonna blend it out with a brush. I don't know why, but I feel like I almost never use brushes on my face, but I find recently that I've been blending out kind of like contour and blush with a brush, and I feel like the results are so much better than just with a sponge. But that's just me personally. I mean, who the fuck am I? I know nothing. I'll probably end up putting my blush, my everyday blush, on top of it after I put my whatever the fuck on. I know you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I've been watching a lot of Alex Hormozi's content, and I've always wanted to do something that would help people, like on a very large scale, create something, some type of product or service that would create positive change. And I was like racking my brain the other day trying to think of business ideas. And I realized that at this point, what I need to do is focus on what I'm already doing and perfecting that. And then when I have the money and capital, hopefully down the line, to create something really meaningful to me, that's what I can kind of switch over to. Because right now I don't have the funds. And like, no, not every business you start with needs to have capital, but fuck, like it helps. You know what I mean? You really do have to have money if you want to build a business. Because if you want something that's like scalable, you need to be able to pay employees. I think. I mean, I could be wrong. I did go to business school, but I do forget every fucking thing that I learned there. But what I'm saying though is that in order to not burn out, like I need to be able to hire people to do things for me. It's very hard to like wear a bunch of different professions that you're not professionally trained in and like wear all these different hats when it's just you. That's my experience at least. Like I remember when I first started my clothing business, Cured 2, and I was just like doing fucking everything and it was so hard. I ended up hiring my friend as a graphic designer to recreate the logo. I used a photographer, but it was like, I mean, fuck, I'm not good at coding. I built the website, Shopify, fully functional, but like it was a lot of fucking work. And it's a lot of work. I think the thing that I spent the majority of time on was trying to figure out where to source products. And I went down rabbit holes of trying to find out where Supreme, like who Supreme's supplier for their hats was, which I did find out after a lot of research. It took me forever. But like, I don't know, it's a lot easier. And I think like I just get so burnt out. I just really want to do something that's going to help people. And I remember when I went to see my injector before I started doing SW and she's no longer my injector, I remember telling her this and I was like, because she told me that I should try doing SW and I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I want to do something that helps people. And she was like, well, you know, it helps people. And I was like, but that's not helping people. That's not creating positive change in this world. Like I really want to do something that's going to help people on a large scale, people that struggle like me. My dream for a long time really was to be able to somehow make enough money to have like a rehabilitation center to help addicts. And I think something that a lot of people really don't understand unless they've been through addiction firsthand is like, it's really addiction and homelessness. And let me be very clear, when I use the word homeless, I mean didn't have a home, didn't have an address, right? There were lots of times in my life where I was like couch surfing on other people's houses. I never slept on the street. But the thing is that I think, I need to find a brush, one sec. I genuinely think that one of the huge reasons, one of the main reasons, the biggest reason why I'm sober today still at this point is because I had housing when I got sober. The only reason I had housing is because my mom paid for an apartment for me. Like, it's really fucking, it's so hard to get sober and do it when you're living on the street. That's not an experience that I've had, but I can only fucking imagine from the experiences that I have had how hard it is. I just want to do something that will help people, and I don't know what that is yet. And I will figure out my purpose down the line. I know my purpose is to help people. I just don't know how to create a product yet to help people in the way that I want to. But that's all in due time. And I do think that what I'm doing right now will end up helping me in the end. Because, again, if you want to sell a product or a service, you need to have leads. And the great leads that you have is, right now I have however many followers I have, those are all leads. And I hate that, but it also, like, this is how the world works. And if I can help these people somehow, then that's good. I don't know. Sometimes I say things, almost always I say things and I think oh, that's really not good. I didn't do that very well, but that's okay. This is what happens when you're doing your makeup like a million miles away from the mirror, dude. I think I've done pretty well considering the circumstance. Honestly, it really doesn't even matter. If you just throw glitter on something, like, it'll work. That's my personal opinion. Okay, I'm gonna do like a little wing moment because I think that's gonna help kind of clean this up slightly. This is kind of where we're at so far. Sorry, the lighting in here is shit. And I don't want to set up a ring light because it's too much of a mission. There isn't enough space. Okay, I'm gonna do a wing and then I'll be back in 1 second. Sorry, this has been, I'm not sorry. This has literally just been me ranting for way too long. Oh no, guys. Am I messing up the wing? You know what, it's gonna be okay. All you have to do is just keep pushing. You can do it, you've got it, you're so awesome. You've got this, bitch. It's funny because in the past, when I do this makeup look, I almost always use tape for the eyeliner because I always get so scared I'm gonna fuck it up. I should have just done that, but sometimes you just gotta fucking believe in yourself, bitch, and know that you're capable. And prove to yourself that you are by following through and getting it done. Listen, the wings, they're not perfect, but it's also like not that bad. Okay, I feel like I've lived 1,000 lives. Okay, we're gonna put white NYX in the waterline to make the eyes pop. I'm gonna do this off camera, okay? Okay, we've got some eyes. And then we're gonna go here, put it on the like bridge of the nose here, and we're gonna do the little Ari Kitsia blush moment. Oh, I love her so much. I don't know. The path will reveal itself to me down the line, but for right now, my focus is to just get better at doing this content creation. I had a moment too, I don't know if I talked about it on the last YouTube, a couple weeks ago, where I was like really kind of a little distressed because my monthly costs have gone up because I live in a bigger place. And oh, also this is my everyday blush. It's the Makeup by Mario Dusty Rose. I fucking love this stuff. But I was really stressed out because this is the first month where I've made so little money and I'm honestly putting in so much work. And I had a thought where I was like, wow, you know what is so cool is that I have the ability at any point in time to become better at my job. So I was like, how do I make more money on, you know, the other site? And I'm like, well, I'm treat content creation in a very specific way, in the way that I'm like, okay, well, I have to make 60 videos a day and drop 60 videos a day. And it's like, are you doing that on there? No. But what can we start off with, which is one piece of content, one piece of new content a day, whether that's on the wall, whether that's like pay-per-view, something, just try. And although like maybe the content is not the best content, it's still just getting me into the habit of like creating and doing more. Oh my God, guys, I look so cunty. I'm literally gonna show up to the gym and they're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? They're gonna be like, why? And it's like, this is the only place I go. Like, I don't think these people understand. Like, it's not like I'm going out for dinner. I mean, I will at some point, hopefully when the deficit is over, but it's not like I do things. So like, this is my place to look like cool and to show off my fun little makeup. Like, I don't go to other places, so like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to look, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. Like, you're gonna have to deal with my fucking crazy ass eye makeup at the gym. I literally don't know what to tell you. If you don't like it, I don't know, actually just like avert your eyes. Because I'm not gonna lie, I look fucking cool. I like this. I think it's a fucking slay, and I'm proud of myself. And I don't care, I know I'm annoying. Uh-oh, we need lash glue, and this is black. That's not gonna work. And I do know like the gentle parenting shit like is not for everybody, but it's honestly so effective for me and I love it. Oh, the Danessa Myrick. Should we put some glitter under the eyes? Yes, that's... I'm being silly. Like, why am I even questioning that? Of course, there should be glitter under the eyes. Goose, like you're such a silly girl. Okay, I don't know what shade this is. I've never used it. It's like an orange color here. We're gonna put that on the light orange part. I honestly don't think that I'm gonna be able to find the glue, so I don't think that we're gonna be putting hearts on this makeup look. But you know what? The glitter is kind of carrying it, and I think we honestly don't even fucking need it. It's so beautiful, I love it. Okay, I wish you had like a more sparkly pink. Put this color here in the middle to kind of transition from the orange to the pink. Yeah, I think that's good. Doing this job, and I'm talking about the SW portion, is so funny because like, and I'm gonna preface this by saying like that this part like almost never happens to me, but somebody is to do a custom. They bought me these tiny little like figurines, and I'm supposed to make like giantess content, and I with clothes on, it's literally just me up close at the camera like inspecting this tiny little figurine. It's so funny, it's so weird. Life is strange, bro. Okay, we need to finish this off because like I have like things that I actually need to do and complete. that don't involve me like talking on camera. Also, I just got this deodorant from Sephora because I finally, after like 2 months of not being able to use deodorant, my fucking arms are kind of clearing up. I say that, and then literally yesterday I shaved my arms and now I have kind of like a fun little rash happening. God damn it. I did buy this like at-home laser kit. I'm just scared to use it. I hate doing laser. This has been so all over the place. It almost always is, bitch. Like, I don't know why. Stop saying this as though like this is new, you know? You're so crazy. You're such a silly girl. Like, you're always all over the place, and that's okay. I'm just an all over the place girl. Okay, we're gonna use this. It's almost out. NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. I've been using this literally since 2017. I went through this weird phase where I would like go out clubbing every night for some reason. I was trying to hold on to my old life, and I would use this, and I would wake up in the morning at like literally 6 a.m. and go to my serving job from like 6:30 until 2 to 3 p.m. And everything would be perfect except for the eyeliner. This is the only part of the makeup that was like messed up, but that's it. How crazy is that? That's fucking insane, dude. Okay, that's in, and then we're gonna do for good measure. Okay, we got that. Again, I'm gonna pat it in. We have to do the mascara, and then I have to film this little film the YouTube video of my house, like a little house tour. And then I have to film my little custom, and then I have to film my usual 6 videos. Okay, first of all, I literally can't even fucking breathe, bitch. What? The makeup looks pretty flawless. Like, look at this. God, I don't look very pretty, but that's exciting. It's very like crazy. I love doing fucking insane makeup like this, and it's so funny because for the longest time, you know, we're doing the clean girl aesthetic, and I love it, and it does look pretty, but also like the beauty of having a full face and doing like insane fucking eyeliner is just like, that's unparalleled. Like the feeling that I get, and it's so funny because I spent a lot of time trying to become better at makeup, and I thought that I lost it. I tried to do a makeup look before like a few months ago, and I had no direction. Like I had no idea what I wanted to do, and usually I'm pretty good at like putting colors together, and it just looked horrible, and I was like, oh my god, I've lost it. I've lost the ability. No, I have it. What time is it? 3:13. I can do this. I am fucking awesome. I think again, like just to kind of go back to like entrepreneurship's shit, there's this Alex Hormozy clip, and again, like I do really like Alex Hormozy. This has been my wallpaper for a really long time. Somebody asked him during a podcast, they were like, if everything that you've ever made or said was erased from the internet and you had only one thing to say, what would it be? And it was, figure out what you want, ignore the opinion of others, and do so much volume that it would be impossible for you not to succeed. And I fucking love that. But another thing that he said, and he said it in several, like, I think like, I don't know, TED Talks or some fucking shit like that, is he was talking about the traits of ultra successful people. And it was 3 things. It was, they have a superiority complex where they think that they are better than other people. And then they also have like really bad self-esteem issues. And then they also have, I'm butchering this, but it's okay. And then they also have impulse control. So like you have these people who basically think that they're capable of great things, but they also think that they're not good enough. And then they have impulse control issues where they're just like, they have the ability to hyper focus, and they're like good at getting shit done. I don't fucking know how that's relevant. But what I'm saying is that I think the reason why and let me be clear, I think that it's been successful in regards to content creation. And I'm not talking about follower count. I think that I've been successful on this in the sense that I've learned how to do this. I've gained a following, but I've also been able to somehow monetize. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's because you're selling your body. Everybody can do that. And it's like, okay, sure, yes. Everybody can put up a fucking camera or a tripod and, DJ, but you need to find people who are willing to purchase it. And that's not an easy task. Anyway, what I'm saying is that I don't know what I'm saying, but I am gonna put mascara on the bottom lashes. And by the way, this is the Milk Makeup Kush mascara, I think. This is the best mascara I've ever used in my entire life. It's a tube of mascara. It literally comes off with water. There are no marks. There's no weird shit. It literally just comes right off. It is the best fucking thing I've ever had. I love it so much. I never want another mascara again. I wish that they made them in cool colors like brown and blue and stuff, but whatever. Okay, we gotta do the bottom lashes, so that's why I'm going off camera. Okay. I don't think I actually needed bottom mascara for this look if I'm being really real, but it's committed, I'm committed. Oh gosh. Well, you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Okay. I really want to do the spiky bottom lashes, but I really just don't think I have time, if I'm being honest. Okay. Last things last is we're gonna put on this Gisou shit honey infused lip oil, and I just really like it on top of the Sachu like lip shit. Sexy. No, I feel pretty. Isn't that nice? It's nice to feel pretty. That was a very chaotic kind of like makeup tutorial. I don't think I would call it a makeup tutorial, but we did some things. We put some makeup on as I'm putting this away. I'm just trying to get shit done. But I guess the takeaway from this video, not that I'll be able to even remember what I said, is discipline will get you through the hard shit and it will change your life for the better. If you have the ability to move your body, and we're talking about financially, time constraint wise, and the ability to physically move, like mobility wise, fucking do it. And if you're going to go down the social media route, do lots of volume, I guess. I don't fucking know. I never know. I'm sorry. I'm trying. But anyway, this was me just trying to like get shit done, and we got it done. I think I look really pretty. If I do say so myself, I think I look really pretty. I feel pretty. Do you see? Do you see? Yeah, I think that's nice. I think that looks very cool. It's not super gym appropriate, but I don't give a fuck. Nobody comes to my gym anyway, so it's literally just usually me and like 3 other fucking people. Wow, I feel really like I kind of ate. I feel like I ate down that. That's nice. Okay, well, if you have suggestions of things that you want to see, or I don't know, kind of anything, comment, like, share, subscribe. If you hated it, send it to somebody you hate in order to spite them. And I think that's it. This was very chaotic, but again, it's not about being perfect. It's about just doing it and getting it done. And that's what we did today. So that's it. And YouTube done. Slay.